1 hour of protected focus time is worth more than 8 hours of interrupted work, and it's not even close. The most successful entrepreneurs don't work longer. They work with ruthless boundaries around their attention. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't have a daily golden hour where nobody can reach you, you're not building your business. You're managing chaos. What would happen if you became unreachable for 60 minutes every single day? Right now, you're probably averaging 11 minutes of focused work before interruption. Texts, Slack messages, emails, notification. Research shows that it takes 23 minutes to fully recover from one single interruption, which means you're never actually working at your full capacity. Your competitors who protect their focus time aren't just more productive. They're operating in a completely different cognitive state where breakthrough thinking becomes possible. Continuing allowing constant interruptions and you'll spend the next 3 years responding to urgency instead of creating value. A busy day all day accomplishes nothing if you're exhausted from activities but frustrated from the lack of progress. Your best ideas will never surface because your brain never enters the deep work mode. But establish one sacred golden hour where your phone is off, your door is locked, and your focus is absolute. And you'll unlock the kind of creativity and strategic thinking that transforms businesses. This is one of the great secrets of my life, that I have what I call a golden hour, or maybe, if I'm really lucky, 2. And this is not a time where I worry about exactly what I'm going to do. I know about it. I plan for it. I look forward to that golden hour. That golden hour, that time, is my creativity, is my time to get things done, is my time to really work on something deep and level. And I'll tell you, one of the great secrets of what I've done for years. When I was working in a corporation, I used to schedule an hour in a conference room, leave my phone at the desk, go into that little mini conference room, and work for an hour where no one knew where I was. It was just blocked off of my calendar. Now that I run my own calendar, the mornings are usually blocked for this kind of creativity. In fact, this is one of my hours right now that you're in, where I can sit and do and think and work uninterrupted. Especially when you're videotaping, you definitely don't want sounds going off. Isn't it distracting when you're watching a video and all of a sudden someone's indications go off? Not only is the individual distracted, but you are as well. So you're in one of my hours right now, where I sit down and I work on my creativity. I work on one specific thing. Now, in a videotaping situation, I've actually used another creative hour to work out all of the ideas, all of the thoughts that I want to say. So when I get in here, my focus is only on providing content to you. I've got my ideas already created. I've got all of the things I want to do. They're up and they're in a system that allows me to be more productive and more creative over a short period of time. And yes, I took an hour to do that. And if you really focus on this, now, if you're not obviously in a studio shooting where sound and everything is important, first of all, when you look at your creative hour, you want to select a creative hour where your energy is at your best. For me, I'm most creative early in the morning. Between 10 and 12 seems to be right. Now that will shift sometimes earlier, sometimes later. I then get creative about 4 o'clock. So those are my 2 hours. And depending on what I want to do, more creativity comes in the morning, more productivity comes in the afternoon. So if I have to process a lot of things, 4 or 5 o'clock works really well for me. If I have to be creative and think about ideas that I want to talk to you about, early morning works well. And also the position of where I'm doing. So in those times, I block those times off. I shut my phone off. In fact, I never have my phone alert me to anything. My Slack messages are when I get to them. I do not like to have a ping every time something comes up because that does not allow me to focus on whatever I'm doing. So all of my notifications are shut down. All of the phones are shut down so that I can totally focus. Now, I actually have my notifications shut off the entire time so that only the important things come through. But during this golden hour, the phones are away. I then recognize my environment. I may change my environment from a work desk to my coffee table, or go out for a coffee with something specific in mind. Every time I have this hour, I think of it as precious time, and I take my time to figure out what I'm going to do in it and prep that. So in this case, I have a number of videos I want to shoot. I've done the research, I've done all the work, it's up and reminders in there, and it's in a flow that allows me just to go one to the other to preserve the momentum and the ideas. Now, if I'm being creative, I may put on music, and I usually use headphones. One of my best and favorite apps is Focus at Will. I get nothing for it, but I've used it for years to focus me in. And now when my brain hears this music, it knows it's going to be 60 minutes with good, solid focus, which my body gets excited. So in many ways, what we see is the ability to really focus not only trains your body, but your body starts to feel that. And so take that time. Eliminate and block it off. Be intentional about blocking that time off, getting ready and prepping and giving yourself an hour. And once that hour is up, get up, move, do something different for a little while. Change your attitude. Now, if you've got it and you can get another hour in, that's a bonus. But most of the time, I can get one to 2 hours every day in, and then the world comes in. I then need to look at what I'm doing and react to what's happening and move the business forward. Those 2 hours become sacred, and you start thinking about those as your productivity hours. What are you going to do in that? And sometimes you're going to need to learn something. What am I going to learn in that time? So take it, schedule it out, prep for it as if you're prepping for another meeting. You'd be astounded how much you get done. And sometimes the things that you think are going to take an hour don't. They take 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. If they take 30 minutes, stop, get done, be happy with it. If you can pull something in, great. If not, move on. You've done the productivity of the time. So that golden hour can be the secret to exactly what you're doing and exactly how you can succeed in many ways. Tell me what other tricks you use to actually get yourself into a focused, productive state. I'd love to hear it in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode on the Strategy Session, where we take your business from stuck to unstoppable. Here's another video I think you'd enjoy. If you found these insights valuable, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest videos. Remember, you're not just marketing, you're making history with Venture Gained.